The first part of the book that I want to read is the part of the first introduction. This is actually two stories, and you didn't know that, but I added on another story, and so this is like a prequel to a novel that I'm in the process of writing. But the first introduction just kind of summarizes a little bit, bits and pieces of what I would say is the meat and potatoes of the whole book. All right, so that's the first thing I want to read, and we're on. Okay, so I'm going to start right here. So, it says, my own personal journey for clues has led me to a firm belief system. It is my personal belief that everything in existence, in its truest sense, was spawned from the same genesis, the same creator. Essentially, everything in the universe is a composition of star stuff, if you will. If we applied the theory of evolution on a cosmic scale, the one theory of humanity's own development that has so far stood the test of time, then we can see and understand that everything in existence has its origin from one true source. And in that sense, we are all universally connected. And by all, I mean all of creation, everywhere. Furthermore, I've come to the conclusion that our beginnings are no doubt from origins other than human. Many religions propose this revelation through the fact that our creators are of otherworldly divinity and possess supernatural qualities that we do not. You can find these themes in every major religion, and in many creation stories from different cultures on several continents. In theory, many contemplate our beginnings to arise from otherworldly realms as well. One theory, ancient alien theory, and just to pause right there, this story, just to give you a background on what the initial, what the story was supposed to be about, it's supposed to be about an extraterrestrial that comes to Earth, and basically he encounters three different people from three major religions. So, and this class was a survey class of like 5 different major religions. So what he wanted us to do was do an Eastern religion, a Western religion, and the third one you could just pick whatever kind of religion you wanted to pick. And so 2 years ago, I'd say about 2 years ago, I came across this show called Ancient Aliens. I don't know if anybody heard of it, but I'm obsessed with the show, and it's doing quite well. It's like on its 4th season. It's on the History Channel. But conveniently enough, yeah, this show actually talks a lot about religion. And so for the third religion, the 3 religions I did was Hinduism, Christianity, and the third religion I wanted to do like a Native American religion. And I kind of did that on purpose because there's my kids, by the way.
Wonderful.
I wanted to do the you gotta come on first. You guys have some. So the third religion was going to be a Native American, and the reason why is because in their culture they talk a lot about these sky gods or star beings is what they call them. And so you know, I just thought it would be kind of fun to tie that in there, and so that's how that whole thing started. But getting back to, oh no, now I lost my place here. Let's see.
Can you speak up a little bit, will you, when you read?
Yeah,
well,
I can. Actually, you know what? I'll come over here.
Yeah.
So, okay. You can find these themes. So in theory, many contemplate our beginnings to arise from these otherworldly realms as well. One theory, ancient alien theory, strikes me as the most compelling evidence for our creation from a theoretical standpoint. It hypothesizes that thousands of years ago, space travelers from other planets visited Earth, where they taught humans about technology and influenced ancient religions. As of this writing, in the winter term of 2014 at Mount Hood Community College, I am enrolled in a biological anthropology class. Again, my highly held belief that things happen for a reason have been reaffirmed, for in it I have been provided with a very clear and meaningful description of our beginnings from a scientific standpoint. From the book Biological Anthropology 7th edition by Michael Allen Park, it states, evolution and its application to the human species, how we descended from non-human ancestors, how we have changed over time into modern Homo sapiens, and how we are still changing, is a central theme of bioanthropology. The fact of evolution is well supported by scientific examination. The idea has passed every scientific test applied to it. Scientists, however, are still debating the details of evolution and refining the theory that explains how evolution operates. It took some time, though, for the scientific method to be applied to this idea. It goes on to say that of Darwin, who is credited for this theory, that like any great scientific accomplishment, Darwin's was based on the work of many who came before him. He stood, as Isaac Newton said of himself, on the shoulders of giants. Darwin's genius was in being able to take massive amounts of data and assorted existing ideas, and using an imagination possessed by few humans, put them all together into a logical, cohesive theory that made sense of the world and that could be examined by the methods of science. The great significance of it all, and one thing that has become crystal clear to me, is whether we are believers in science, religion, or neither, the only explanations we can generate for our creation and where we are going revert back to this bold concept. We are of non-human origin. And this concept is supported by religion, science, and theory. Also, I have found that faith is the foundation of imagination, for it fuels imagination and allows it to become our reality. Imagination thus gives birth to science, for before we can test a hypothesis, it must first begin with a thought, with imagination. Therefore, faith and science are one and the same, and these concepts are married by imagination and theory. So all in all, like Darwin, I have aimed to do a similar thing. I'd like to propose possibilities to the world. No, I don't have all the answers, but I may be onto something indeed. The following story is essentially a story about us. It is a fictional tale about Travis. Travis is thrown right into the raw concepts of creation and is forced to consider his own position in it all. My hope is to encourage imagination, to help you foster a mindful and open approach to these questions, and to inspire you to formulate your own theories of everything through imagination. With that thought in mind, it is my great pleasure to present to you Faith of the Cosmos, the beginning. So that was part of the introduction.